Hannah Ellis, we're coming to the last 4 or 5 days of your campaign to
Hmm.
be MP. If there's, I'll challenge you on a few things in a minute, but if
Yeah.
anything you want people of Harlow and the village to reflect upon when they go to the ballot box, what would be the one or two main things?
Well, I just really want people to know that more than any party or anything else going on, that I'm standing for Harlow and the villages, that this is where I was born and brought up. It's my home. And yeah, primarily, I want to fight for the things that I know that we need because I live here, I grew up here, and I'm very aware of those things.
You tackled several subjects on at the hustings we had a couple of weeks
Mm.
ago. Um, Things like health. You really, whether it's a buildings or it's the waiting list, we need to see the people of Harlow and the village need to see solutions. Would you agree?
Yeah, completely. I think we focus too much, or some people in politics focus too much on what they put into systems or projects or whatever. What we need is to work out what we want to get out the other side of it, what we want to see it delivering for people, and then work back from that. And whatever needs to be done to get there, that is what we should be doing.
But you still have to make pledges regarding UK Health Security Agency, the new
Ab-
hospital.
Absolutely. But I've worked in delivery roles in the past, and that's what I'm in. I want to get in there, get stuck in, bash some heads together, and get some of these things done. I'm not just thinking about the slogans and the pledges, although you have to make those at election time. You have to be able to communicate what you're doing. But what I'm really interested in is making them happen and going and working for Harlow and working for the villages every day to get us there.
Can you feel people's frustration with everyday life?
Yeah, absolutely. I share them and I'm sympathetic. And that's why I've put myself forward for this. I figure, if you want to do something about it, you've got to put yourself forward and try your best and try and make a change. And that's why I'm here.
I've got a meeting with people in New Church Langley New Hall this week, and they're considering getting private security.
Hmm.
Private security because they're so concerned about crime.
Yeah.
That's on you Conservatives, isn't it?
Yeah, I can sympathise with all of this. I'm not, saying that everything's perfect. There has been a lot of effort gone into crime in Harlow. They've had some hotspot policing, and they're really cracking down on antisocial behaviour. But I know to anyone who is a victim of this, it's not going to feel like that. So yes, we've had more police officers, we've had more money, but I actually think we need to be looking at tougher sentencing, making an example of people, and really having a zero tolerance approach to this. Because I think when things start to take hold and spread, it snowballs and it gets a bit too late. But what I would like to see a completely zero tolerance approach to crime, and that's what I'll be fighting
When
for.
you're out and about in the Stowe and out and about in Staple Tie, etc., and different places, are there typical questions people that come up to you? And are they looking at you, or do people start talking about 14 years and Rishi Sunak?
I think there's a little bit of that, but actually, it's great for me to have those local connections and local roots, and that's actually what's come up more than anything. I've had a lot of people wanting to talk about Rob. Sad that Rob's going, and I'm very grateful to have had his support on this campaign. And a lot of people actually hearing my story and that resonating with them, or them going to the same school as me, or growing up in the same area, and feeling that connection. That's really what I wanted to get across to people, because that's who I'm here for. And also, I think the other thing that's has been interesting conversations and is cutting through is talking about values that we stand for. Because as we're just talking, there's lots of policies and pledges that I will make, that other people will make, and I will do absolutely everything I can to deliver on them. But sort of underlying that are the things that drive us. And for me, it's about, personal responsibility, hard work, aspiration. And that's really what I want to get across to people. And if, people will vote how they want to vote, but if you feel like that is what connects with you and that's what drives you, then I would love to have people's support.
So when I interviewed Chris Vince at midday, I talked about having to somehow claw back a 14,000, or what is effectively a 17,000 majority, is a big hill to climb. But is the pressure on you to not lose that 17,000? It should be a straightforward project for you.
It might have been, but no, I'm not complacent in the slightest. I've been out from dawn to dusk doing, the classic Robert Halfon Road signs on the side of the motorway in the morning, out leafleting, visiting fates and community groups all day, knocking on doors in the evenings. From the moment I've selected, I've been out trying to talk to as many people as possible. I really want to listen as well. As much as I've got my own message to get across, I want to be here to represent the people who live here, and I've really enjoyed meeting lots of them and hearing, their concerns, their support or whatever it might be, but so I can take that on and work for them.
There's no doubt that for some reason immigration has come higher up on the agenda than say get Brexit done 2019, but 17 and 15. Why do you think that is?
Um, I think people are disappointed and frustrated that it's got to this stage. I think, people do appreciate the people who come here, who contribute, who work and who integrate and are part of our culture and society. But I think for too long people have felt that, you know, whether it was the Brexit vote or other government votes, they've felt like something should have been done for a long time and it's not got to where they want it to do. And I feel the same way about that. And I very strongly feel that we need to cut immigration significantly. We need to make it manageable for housing, public services, whatever it is, and also ensure that when people are coming here, that they're integrating and playing a proper part in our economy and our society.
Got 4 or 5 days left.
Mm-hmm.
What's the plan?
Knocking on lots more doors. I've got some more leaflets to deliver. Hopefully, I was at the Royal British Legion just now. They had a great event on Finn Armed Forces Day yesterday. So just getting out and about as much as possible, trying to speak to as many people as possible and convince them that, you know, I'm from Harlow, for Harlow. I very much care about the beautiful countryside and villages surrounding us too, and that I'm the best candidate to represent them in Westminster.